All right, here we are again, time management, helping people get the most out of their time on this earth. I hope you enjoyed the next one. As we go through these, you have your worksheets, and some of the slides relate to the worksheets, some of them don't, but as we go, you can, of course, pause at any time. I'll be working through some of the things, so in a sense we'll be working together. You can write as you go, but if you want to stop, which would be a really good idea, this is all for you. You can do what you want. You can just listen and not take any notes. You can do anything and everything you want. I'm just giving you some options here. You could easily just stop the video and write things down and then continue when you want to continue, or you can back up and look at it again, or you can just do a flyby, whatever it is that you want to do. The whole goal here is to help you, and I'm going to be throwing all kinds of things at you, and the more time you put into it, of course, the better it's going to go for you. All right, so why are we bothering with this at all? I mean, why is time management even a thing? I mean, if you go back 50 years, there was no such thing as time management. One of the reasons time management is a thing is because of the breakdown of family systems. Families themselves are breaking apart. Moms and dads, divorce rate, all these, blended families. All these things have made family life different. It used to be you could count on family, and now things are falling apart. Psalm 71, Since my youth, God, you have taught me, and to this day I declare your marvelous deeds. Even when I'm old and gray, do not forsake me, my God, till I declare your power to the next generation, your mighty acts to all who are to come. The Bible has a strong sense of life is more than just your life. That what you're doing is preparing the next generation and the next generation. What you do today makes a difference in the life to come, in the lives that are coming. You're not just living for you, in other words. Well, what's happened with the breakdown of families these days? So we have divorce, remarriage, blended families. I mentioned those things. We have two parents working. When I planted the church with my family and so on back in Vancouver, my wife, with others, started two different mornings out for moms. Mom's morning out and coffee break. Moms were home. They weren't all working. And we had one evening one for moms that were working. Now it's, moms are working, dads are working, the schedules are so different. See, the family systems are not as supportive towards life as they once were. Everyone is scattered. Families are not supported by extended family, friendship networks, church community. People are more isolated. We have garage door openers. We just go into our garage. Our neighbor never has to say hi to us. My grandparents lived on the same block that I did. My cousins were 2 blocks over. I walked to school with one of my cousins every single day. Every Sunday after church, we had church in the morning. We had church at night at 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock. After church, we would always go to one of my cousins' houses. I don't know how we did that. I don't know what time we went to bed, but every single Sunday night we were supported in a community. Now people are isolated. A lot of people don't even have friends. A lot of guys especially don't have good friends to do things with. Number 4, the digital age allows for each family member to isolate themselves in their own groups. Because we have the digital age, you can go to the computer and you can find the people that think and like just like you think and the things that you like. You go to a magazine rack and you will see, hundreds of different topics, and people are into these things. So in a family, you might have one son who's into that, and the daughter's into that, and the father's into this, and the mother is into this. And then when you go to church, a lot of times church today is broken down into, there's Sunday school, and there's the youth group, and there's the ladies thing, and there's the men's thing, and everyone is breaking up and, going to their own thing. And you can sort of wallow in your own thing. And you don't have to learn how to compromise. You can just do the thing that you want to do. And so you become isolated. You don't become a well-rounded person. Okay, so we have conflicting worldviews. I have a picture of that. This, by the way, maybe you don't get what this picture is. We got the round Earth view of our Earth. That's the typical one. But there's a whole group of people called flat Earth people. You Google it if you don't know what it is. These are people who believe that the Earth is actually flat. And if you met one of these people that are into this, they will run circles around you in terms of arguments, and you won't know what to say. Believe me. Every objection you are thinking about right now, they have an answer for. And these are just weird, things. But we live in a world that has a lot of different worldviews. If your kid goes to a secular university, there's going to be pressure to believe certain things about this world and about where God is or where God isn't and how things work. Different worldviews. Freedom, opportunity, and choice. I mean, these are good things, right? We've fought for these things. But freedom and opportunity and choice make things difficult. We have so much freedom, so much choice. We don't know what to do. I mean, when I want to buy something, I go to the internet and it's like, I don't know what to buy. You read reviews and there's, oh, I love this product. It's wonderful. It does everything. And then the next one is, this is horrible stuff. Stay away from this thing. No, so what are you supposed to do? And this is everything. Back in the day, Henry Ford said you can have whatever color car you want as long as it's black. Well, that made it easy. You didn't have to fret about what color. Now, you're going to buy a car for the family. What color? Who's going to decide? Husband, wife, kids? I like blue. I like red. What are we going to do? I mean, and this is everything. Clothes, everything that we have. Opportunities. Should I stay in this job or should I change jobs? Should I go to school? Should I go to night school? All these things are around us. How, cable TV. I've ordered cable TV like 2 or 3 times in my life, and after a week I cancel. Back in the day there were 3 channels. Okay, this channel, this channel, this channel. Okay, I'm watching this one. Okay, this one. And I don't worry about what I'm missing because there's only 2 other channels. But when I have cable, I'm like, I don't know. What am I missing? What am I missing? And I keep going through all the channels, 180 channels, 200 channels, thinking that there might be something better. I don't want to miss out on this. Choice and freedom and opportunity. It can be overwhelming. It's like we don't know what to do. It's like we're overloaded with choices, overloaded with opportunity, overloaded with freedom, and we don't know how to make the right choice. What should I do? I don't know. We always, I think, have this sense that maybe we're making the wrong choice, that we're doing the wrong thing, that we're wasting our lives. Thank you for calling. Please leave a message. In case I forgot to check my messages, please send your message to my audio file to my email or send me a fax. What's a fax? This is an old cartoon. To remind me to check my email and then call back to remind me to check my fax or my Twitter account or my Facebook account or my Instagram account. On and on and on. How has freedom and opportunity and choice made it more difficult to control your life? So I have that. You can come up with your own answers. All right. The digital tsunami. Why is time management a necessary thing? Because of the digital tsunami. Okay, hold it. There we go. All right. I love this picture. This is family time in the modern world. People are glued to their phones. How many of you, when you go, you're filling up your gas pump, you're putting gas in your car. Don't you flip out your phone and just check a few things. Or even worse, when you come to a stoplight and it's red, it's like, well, I got 20 seconds. Look at your phone. It's like we're tied to this stuff. We're tied to likes. We're tied to, what's going on. We don't want to miss out. Did someone email? Did someone text me? Did someone Instagram me? Did I miss out on the last picture? We have this sort of this fear of missing out syndrome in the digital world. And it's an avalanche. It's an avalanche. You search for something on the internet, and the next couple of weeks, you get emails, you get things on Facebook, all these ads in the area that you searched. I remember coming down the stairs once into our family room, and I heard this thing making noise, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I'm looking all over the house. Finally, I found it. It was a toy. This toy was demanding that somebody pay attention to it. And it's symbolic of the digital world that we live in. It's like incessant. Everything is a marketing campaign. Our football fields are named after telephone companies, and it's just an avalanche of things, and we're being rolled over. We're being steamrolled. And I think young people they're being run over by the modern culture, and so things like church are fallen by the wayside. A walk with God. People don't have time for that. They don't have time to study church history and to learn these things. There's too many things going on. Too many things demanding their attention. How has the digital revolution made it more difficult for you to take control of your life? So I left some space on the worksheet. Maybe you can put some answers down. All right, just some more examples of that. Matthew 9:36, when Jesus saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed. Don't you feel harassed sometimes? And helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Information. We live in an information age. We're inundated with information. And when do you have enough information? Because there's always more to learn. Ideology, different views of life. Marketing, I mentioned that. The new playground, marketplace, religion, education, social connection, friends, groups, politics. It's all there digitally online. 10 problems of the digital age. We have information overload. I mean, when is enough? Plagiarism. I work in an online seminary, and people are, you can just download any paper you want. Child predators, pornography, and other sexual addictions. The minimizing of local collective culture. If you want, back in the day, you could be a really good singer in the little world that you lived in. But now, if you're a great singer, you're compared with the best singers in the world because they're on media all the time. How do you compete? It used to be we all had our little pond that we could be a star in. Now we're all in the same pond. Social isolation. I mean, it's weird. We live in an information connection, digital, incredible connecting world, and yet people feel more isolated than ever. Suicide is higher than it's ever been. Privacy and security, breaches, problems, bullying, gossip, parents being included into the lives of their kids or not being included into the lives of their kids. Kids today have in the palm of their hand something that can take them to anywhere in the world, take them to anything. They can watch, download anything the world has to offer, good or bad. How do you take control of that? As a parent, if you have children, what do you do in the face of this onslaught? And then what happens to things like church? What happens to things like faith and God and reading the Bible together? All these, these practices of Christianity. It's not like Christianity is being dropped. It's just being pushed out. It's being squeezed with all the other things that are going on in our lives. Wealth. wealth. Proverbs 30:8-9. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise I may have too much and disown you and say, who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal and so dishonor the name of my God. Wealth. Peer pressure. Keep up with the Joneses. We live in a time when people have more money than they ever did. But we also live in a time where we are aware of what everyone has. Around the world, people see what Americans have and they want it. They want the cars. They want the stuff. We have stuff. Do you own your stuff, or does your stuff own you? We have cheap stuff from China. Now, maybe with the coronavirus, maybe some of that will stop and we'll realize we don't really need all this stuff. But stuff has never been cheaper. Everything is incredibly cheap. And, Amazon Prime, you can order it today and it's here tomorrow or the next day. It's amazing. How many of you do this? How many of you order something on Amazon Prime, 2 days later you get something, it's at the front of your door, and you grab the box and you can't even remember what you ordered? You just ordered it 2 days ago. And it's like, I don't know, what's this? I forget what I ordered. And you open it up, it's like, oh! It's like it's a little Christmas every other day, every week. I don't know, how many boxes do you have? Check your garage. How many Amazon boxes do you have? And as little endorphins go off in our body, when we get something, we order something, when we buy something, it's like a hunting thing. You're out there hunting and then you find it and you get it. Shopping has that effect. It actually does something to your brain and your brain gets used to it. It gets addicted to it. What can I buy now? How many of you don't just sit there in your bed searching on your phone looking for stuff you don't need? And it's fun and you enjoy it. But you look at all the stuff you have. Do you own your stuff, or does your stuff own you? And then there's the clutter. Where do we put it all? Most of us aren't managers. We were not born managers. And there isn't, my problem is there isn't a place for everything. And if I put something away, it's gone. I'll never find it again because I have no idea where I put it. So I try to, my organizational style is to put things where I can see them. There's not enough space. There's not enough open space to put stuff, desk space. I got to put it there so I don't lose it. We really need all this stuff. And again, cheap goods from China. If it's not China, we'll get them from somewhere else. The modern world is learn how to make things cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. That's not going to go away. We have to actually learn how to control ourselves. We have to be able to manage ourselves and say, what do we really need? What do we want to do? And what are the tools that we need to do it? Not all the stuff we could possibly buy. Debt. A lot of families are just encumbered by debt. People don't know how to manage their money, so what they do is they just get into debt, and then they let the bank manage their money. In a future seminar, we're going to talk about money, how to manage money by the book, not let your debt manage you. As a result, many of us have more. How has wealth made it more difficult to take control of your life? So here's that question on your worksheet. You can put some of your own answers. Okay, I did that one. Okay. As a result, there's another one. As a result, many of us have more expectations than we have time to do. All right? Sorry. Many of us feel tired, worn out, depressed, defeated. Many of us feel anxious, guilty, helpless. Many of us feel feel unfulfilled and aimless. Matthew 9:36. Then he saw the crowds. He had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless. There's that harassed and helpless thing again. I think I missed these up here. Many of us, bear with me. Where am I? Okay. Many of us feel tired, worn out, and depressed. I said all those things. All right. So anyway, that's the end of this one. I hope you get a sense that what I'm trying to do with this video is I'm trying to just give you a sense of the need. There's a whole system working against us. There's a whole system of a modern world that's like a bulldozer, and it's just bulldozing our lives, bulldozing our family, bulldozing our kids. It's going to get even worse for our kids. If we don't grab hold of our lives now, and we don't teach our kids how they can grab hold of their lives, and so they could live their lives as God intended them, we're just going to get rolled over. And all the things that you want for your kids are just going to go by the wayside. I see that over and over again. I mentioned, in one of the sermons of friends we met in Florida this past December, friends who, great people, helped out with the church, had three children who we found out aren't going to church anymore. It's so painful to see what's happening. And it's happening everywhere. So I hope you stick with this. Please stick with this. So you can grab hold of your life. Take control of your life. All right, we'll see you again.